And we're back with another episode of Before You Buy, the show where we, you guessed it, give you some straight up gameplay and our first impressions of the latest games releasing. And today we're talking about Saints Row the Third Remastered. Yeah, we're talking about another remastered game because, one, it's a slow month, but two, most importantly, it's a reason to talk about Saints Row the Third, a pretty amazing, big, dumb game that originally released in 2011, well before we started the gameranx channel as it kind of operates today. It's just a very special game and has a big spot in our hearts here, so screw it. We're going to talk about it now in 2020. So, the Third Remastered is out on Friday, May 22nd. We've been playing a review copy for a while now, and it stands as exactly what you think it is. It's Saints Row the Third with all the content, and it's a little bit prettier, upscaled and higher resolution for the 4K TV age. And technically, it's pretty sound. This gameplay was captured on a PC on highest settings, mostly the earlier spoiler-free moments of the game, if you actually care. But it does look pretty good. Cars and weapons are redone and look way nicer right out of the gate. Characters have a little bit more detail to them, and the world and draw distance seems to be improved. There's, at least to my eyes, some drastically better lighting going on that you notice right from the opening heist mission. And it's all, especially noticeable during the day. There's just a nice little sheen on everything, a nice new coat of paint, but it's not overkill. This, of course, is a bit more subjective. I don't know. I've seen some people say that this updated version doesn't make that big of a difference, so it's just my opinion. I think it's a little bit of a nice improvement. We talked about Mafia 2 Remastered yesterday, if you watched it, where the update was pretty slight. I feel like there was a bit more work put in here. Two totally different games to compare. Whatever. You got to judge for yourself. I still think it's a good way to experience the game if you haven't before. It's not full price, and it does look good on a nice TV. And I haven't encountered any glitches or weird bugs in the visuals or the gameplay. There's no drawbacks to the remastered version. Like with certain games, it's like, you know what? The original version's better. Don't bother even buying the new one. They didn't hurt the game at all, I haven't encountered any weird glitches or bugs in the visuals or the gameplay. Actually, no, two small things. I had to restart one mission because a character didn't open a door. And the cutscenes do have some pretty rough screen tearing that I couldn't fix on my end, PC-wise. If it is really the game, I hope it's fixed in a patch soon, if it isn't already by the time you're watching this. But otherwise, it's an okay remaster, But the real meat, let's get to it, is the game itself. And the game itself kicks ass. The most important reason why is that it doesn't take itself seriously at all. Saints Row the Third is trashy like an episode of the Jerry Springer Show, and it does not care. It exists solely to entertain. Yeah, okay, does it try too hard with some jokes and maybe stumble over itself? Sure. Maybe there's a few cringe moments, but it doesn't matter too much because it can also back itself up in the gameplay department. Saints Row 3 is a sandbox open world crime game through and through, and it actually still feels pretty unique and standing out in that department, playing it today in 2020. The first Saints Row, I actually really liked, even though it was just like a shameless GTA clone in a lot of ways. The second one lightened up a bit and started to find its own personality. 3, or the third, whatever, really defined itself as its own wacky, weird thing, and since then has just gone even crazier. For me and a lot of other people, 3 was really the perfect balance because it was just the right amount of insane. And that goes down to every level in the gameplay. Do you steal a car by opening the door and getting in, or do you press a different button and just front flip kick your way through the windshield? Why not? Punch a random person on the street, or press a different button and chokeslam them with a big QTE. None of it makes any sense, but they put the work into so much when they first made this game, and it's all still here. Even the character creation is so fun and ridiculous. The amount of costumes and dumb hats and things you can do, and you can choose different voices for your character, and they're all kind of hilarious. I always choose the British accent because it's funny. Sorry, I don't mean it's funny to British people. You know what I mean. And plus, there's a good amount of variety. You're always doing some weird heist, or wrestling, or using strange weapons, or flying in a helicopter, or you have unlimited ammo on an on-rails turret section. If you look past all the stupidity, there's a lot of great pacing in the design here. The amount of variety is insane. the game seems to really work hard to keep your very short attention span. Like, it kind of knows that you just want to fire up an open world dumb crime game and be entertained by dumb things, so it rolls with it, and I have a lot of respect for that. When I say dumb, I mean that as a compliment. I mean it in like a funny way. Plus, there's just some great memorable moments. First of all, the amount of cool licensed songs they got in this game was surprising in 2011, and even more shocking in 2020. Not only that they have these songs, but also that they were able to keep the licensing legally to use these songs, you know? Jumping out of a helicopter while skydiving into a big rooftop shootout to Kanye West's Power, which I also want to point out, like, them getting that song in 2011, back when that song was big, that's a massive undertaking, and it's good that it's still in the game now in the remastered version. There's a goofy Sublime bit for great comedic effect, if you guys might remember that. Bonnie Tyler's I Need a Hero. The game throws moments at you that you're not gonna forget, as long as you're lighthearted and you want to go into a game and not take anything really too seriously. The driving is fun and chaotic. I think the customization of the vehicles is still pretty satisfying too. There's a lot of fun ways you can kind of tweak your vehicle. It's not Need for Speed Underground, but you know, it's a nice balance and it fits right in with other open world crime games like this. The vehicle stuff is fun, but like when you get like weird flying ships and hover bikes and tanks, it gets way, way better. The game does a good job at throwing open world chaos and destruction at you. It knows you want to go into a tank and blow a bunch of stuff up, so it doesn't wait too long into the game to let you do that. The shooting, on the other hand, like the actual third-person shooting, doesn't hold up as well. You know, it's a matter of personal taste, but I'm not crazy about how it feels. I wasn't then, and I'm not now. Some of the guns don't have a lot of impact, but, you know, otherwise the controls are serviceable, I guess. I also think they make up for it in the fun department, you know, the weapons themselves. There's dual wielding, there's like a shark gun, there's grenade launchers, rocket launchers, just a lot of chaos causing stuff that really makes up for the looseness of it. Plus, the progression is shockingly good too. You rank up your reputation and you can spend and unlock different abilities and perks on your phone, like, you know, more sprint, more health, and then you can, of course, have gang members show up, and you can get like new moves, and you can unlock the dual wield abilities and stuff. It's all surprisingly satisfying and a nice thing in a game where you think they wouldn't go that far. They did, from progression and leveling up to actually just customizing. There's a lot here. Plus, of course, I didn't even mention it, there's the side stuff. All the side activities. The best one I just want to mention real quick, of course, a lot of you guys might know this already, but the insurance fraud stuff, the minigame where the physics are insane and you throw yourself in front of cars and try to cause as much chaos and destruction to yourself and the traffic around you to make more money. It's just so funny, and it's like an addictive and an endlessly fun mode. I really love it, and revisiting it here just made me very, very happy. Like I said earlier, and I really want to stress it, there's a lot of variety from all the fun, weird diversions and stuff to the actual stuff offered. You know, the game has a horde mode you can access from the main menu, and online co-op modes, which offer up some fun little diversions like the cat and mouse mode, stuff like that. Plus, you can access all the added on content from the full package thing, like the Genki stuff, which was kind of weird, but then there's gangstas in space. There's a lot of stupid stuff, but it's a lot of fun stuff to play. Generally, the whole thing, there's a lot to chew through. Really, if you can't tell, Saints Row the Third Remastered is an updated version of a game I think you should play. It's not like the most insane remaster ever, but it's also not a broken one at all. Totally serviceable. However you play it, new or old, Saints Row the Third is just like a memorable game filled with hilarious moments, over-the-top action sequences, and big, dumb humor in the presentation and the gameplay itself. Really, I know, like I said, some of the jokes don't land. It doesn't matter. I think we all need to lighten up sometimes, especially right now. So, yeah, Saints Row, definitely highly recommend replaying it again or something. I don't know. That's a before you buy. You know how this goes down by now. I give you some pros, some cons, and some personal opinion thrown in, and now I want to hear yours down in the comments. What's your favorite Saints Row game? A lot of people are going to have some wild answers I'm looking forward to hearing. Does Agents of Mayhem count? Ugh, I hope not. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's talk about Saints Row. Let's talk about your favorite Saints Row 3 memory. Anything at all down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, maybe we helped you out. Maybe we educated you a little bit. Clicking the like button is the best way you can help us out. We'd really appreciate that. And if you're new, maybe consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell because we put out videos every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Good luck. It's murder time. Fun time. Welcome to Professor Genki's super ethical reality climax. Murder time is fun time, right, Bobby?